What's up, superfans? It is Fit Nerd from Superheroes Ultimate, and today we're discussing something a little bit outside of the realm of superheroes, but I am a huge fan of Game of Thrones. Let's discuss the series finale in which we determine who is the actual winner of the Game of Thrones. If you're new to this channel, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button so you can stay updated in the here and now in the superhero world. This video will contain spoilers. If you have not seen, pause it, subscribe, like, share. And wanted to take a moment and give a big shout out to Performa with their cool gear with shaker cups, wristbands, all officially licensed, Star Wars, DC, Marvel, and so much more cool gear. Check out the description below and use code FITNERD15 and you will get 15% off your entire order. Season 8 has been a very rocky road with fans.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
With the incredibly intense episode 3, where we finally get the war of the Night King and his army, and Arya being our hero against the dead army. And then there was episode 5, which was very disappointing amongst many fans because the Mad Queen was just abruptly brought up.
Give me something for the pain and let me die.
But we're not talking about those episodes. We're talking about the last episode ever of Game of Thrones. And in this episode, we actually get who the actual winners, the entire Game of Thrones. Now, of course, among the houses, we have the Lannisters, we have the Targaryens, and we have the Starks. Now, out of all the houses, everyone assumed that it would definitely be between Daenerys or Jon Snow to take over the throne. Jon Snow, after 8 freaking seasons of just being a completely lucky bastard and surviving everything in things that he shouldn't have survived at all.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Jon Snow finally comes to his senses and realizes that Daenerys Targaryen is a freaking psycho. And what does a righteous man do? He has to take down the tyrant, and he ends up killing Daenerys.
Damn!
Now, it's fair to point out that Daenerys never even successfully sat in the throne. In fact, she only touched it with one single hand, and that was it. Basically, it was within her grasp, and she never actually accomplished to sit in the actual throne. And neither does Jon Snow, because Drogon got all pissed off that he killed up his mom. He ends up destroying the throne and says, F it, no one is gonna sit on this throne. And this is actually one of the most pivotal moments, because when the Drogon actually destroyed the throne, that means that the wheel has been broken. That everyone that has been completely fighting for just this one single stupid throne, now no one gets it. Then fans were actually confused as to why things turned out the way they turned out. Well, if you look at everyone that has survived throughout all of these Game of Thrones wars and murders and lying and backstabbing, in the scene of the new council, at the center of the council we have the 3 Stark kids, which are no longer kids: Arya, Bran, and Sansa. And to the left we have Edmund Tully, which is Catelyn's brother, in other words, the uncle of Arya, Bran, and Sansa, which we remember from season 3, he's the idiot that shot the arrow and missed at the funeral of his own father. And then in season 6, he's also the idiot that betrayed the Starks and helping Jaime Lannister and Walder Frey as the groom at the Red Wedding, betraying the Starks.
The Lannisters send their regards.
Then we get this Northern Lord, which you can clearly tell he's Northern, simply because he has a Starkish looking cloak, which you see this is the MO for all Starks. Then we get Yara Greyjoy of the Ironborn, which nonetheless, even though she doesn't like Jon Snow for murdering Daenerys, she is still Team Stark. And then we get this prince who is clearly from the House of Dorne because, well, look at his entire getup. You can tell by his outfit he's all sunny and bright and stuff and got the yellow colors. Then we got Brienne of Tarth and Sir Davos, which are also both Team Stark. Then we get Gendry, Lord of Storm's End, which because of his ties to Arya, he's Team Stark also. Then we get Robin Arryn, that was still getting Mama's mid-afternoon snack at an awkward age beyond being a toddler, which is from the Vale. And of course his allegiance is to Sansa, Team Stark. Next to Robin, we get Jan Royce, which for the longest time and to the present day, allegiance is also to Team Stark. And then of course you have the last of the Lannisters, Tyrion. Even though his allegiance previously was towards the Queen, when he realized that she was actually a psychopath, he was all Team Stark and for Jon Snow. But since Jon Snow knows nothing,
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
the next best logical choice would have been Bran. And then when you really look at the bigger picture, besides that the entire council is filled with Team Stark, Bran is now the king of all 6 kingdoms, Sansa is the queen of the north, Jon Snow is now the new king beyond the wall. So what does that mean? Every single realm is literally ruled by the Stark family. And then we even have towards the west where Arya is going, where a lot of us are hoping that Arya is actually going to become some form of queen at the west. The Stark family came full circle since season 1.
I hereby command Eddard of House Stark, titles, to serve as Lord Regent and Protector of the Realm upon my death, to rule in my stead.
Ended exactly how the first episodes began. Except now that the wildlings are going back out into the wild, there's no more Night King to fear. And yes, Jon Snow does have a lot in his plate, because beyond the wall, there is actually a lot of land that has to be covered. Even though episode 5 was not my favorite in how it was done, cinematically, it was intense to watch. The cinematography behind it was an absolute work of art. The musical scores were a work of art. The performances of all the actors were just top of the line. Very last episode actually was satisfying of an 8-year run show.
Are you happy with how things ended? Yeah.
All hail Bran the Broken. Long may he reign. You know what to do. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, and comment below if this is the way you thought things were going to turn out, or if it surprised you, or if the twist was not the way you wanted it to end, if you wanted Daenerys or Jon Snow to actually turn up. Comment below, rant about it, let's talk. Hey superfans, unleash your inner superhero with these super compression shirts, tank tops, leggings, shorts, t-shirts, and even costumes. Link in the description below. Until the next, this is Fit Nerd, over and out.
If you could describe the season finale of Game of Thrones in one word, how would you describe it?
Disappointing.
3, 2, 1, a blaze!